Hey, Cowboys Nation. Welcome. My name is Rika. This is my show, Rika Moves the Chains. Nobody watches it, but I'm going to do it anyway. Tonight with me, my guests are from Ed and Eddie Silver and Blue, father and son duo, Ed and Eddie. How's it going,
Hey,
guys?
good to see you. How you doing?
Doing
Ready for some
great.
Cowboys football? Yeah, it snuck up on us
Yes,
quick.
absolutely. Who do we got tonight? In the chat, Yusuf, thank you, friend, for joining. Stephen White, hi. And Jeff Briggs, good to see you. Thank you, everybody.
Hey, yeah,
Make sure to drop some stuff in the comments, guys. We love it, and we'll put you up
awesome.
here. If you have any questions or topics you want to talk about, just let me know. Before we get started, we're going to take care of just a little bit of business. Hey, guys, listen up. TwistedGorilla.com is the best place online to get t-shirts. They've got funny t-shirts, sarcastic t-shirts, but most importantly, they got Cowboys t-shirts. So head to TwistedGorilla.com. Let them know that you're a fan of the Cowboys, that you're a fan of Rika, and that you hate Charlie Moffett. And save 15% at
Good.
checkout when you use coupon code RIKA15. And in the ticker right down there, you'll see that website and that coupon code. I think Charlie should be joining us later. He's old, he's grumpy, he needed a nap. So that's what we've got. Also, before we get started, if you haven't already, do me a favor, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, ring the bell so you get notified every time we go live. And you know what? If you don't like the show tonight, if you really didn't want to subscribe to us, you know what? That's okay. You can hit unsubscribe later. Or you can stay subscribed and just troll us. I'm down either way. Does my show suck? Yeah. Am I aware of that? Absolutely. Oh, look who woke up and decided to join us.
Good morning. What's up,
Hey,
Charlie?
Pumpkin.
What's up? I didn't wake up. I've been up. I'm just trying to get connected to my cats in the middle of all this, disconnecting my Wi-Fi.
The cats are awesome. I should have uploaded a picture so we could put it on the screen. Charlie has gotten two little silver twin girl kittens. Can't tell them apart, just calling them the twins because if you name them, you don't know which one is which anyway. They are hysterical. Absolutely hysterical.
9 dogs wasn't enough.
9 dogs wasn't enough.
No.
Amazing.
All right, guys, like I was saying, do us a favor, hit that subscribe, hit that like, ring the notification bell. That way you can get notified every time this shit show goes live.
Landry perfected the shotgun formation with this team. Dallas Cowboys. Do you think we should go to commercial?
I think we should go to commercial. Absolutely. All right, guys, week 1, here we go. 3, 2, 1, let's do it. Dallas Cowboys versus Tampa Bay Buccaneers at home. Let's go over the injury report first. For Dallas, it looks pretty good, actually. Michael Gallup's out. We knew that was going to happen. I wouldn't expect to see Gallup till maybe about week 3, week 4.
Exactly.
Yeah.
3 or 4, yeah.
3 or 4, definitely.
I hope not.
And we've got Curse questionable with a neck injury. I'm really not worried about that. I like the depth at safety. You've still got Marquise Bell that you can bring in. You've got Mukuwamu. So while I love Curse, I'm not completely tripping over that situation. The Bucks, on the other hand, they got some issues over there.
They do. Yep.
Yeah, they've got a backup corner out, which I wouldn't say is ever a big deal. It's a backup. You've got questionable on 2 wide receivers, Russell Gage and Chris Godwin. Chris Godwin is going to be a big deal for them. Granted, they've still got some good guys in there. You've got Mike Evans and you've got Julio Jones. But when you look at week 1 of last year, Cowboys versus Buccaneers, your top 3 receivers were Antonio Brown, he's gone, Robert Gronkowski, he's gone, and Chris Godwin. Chris Godwin is a favorite target for Tom Brady. So if he doesn't, he's going to be a game time decision tomorrow. If they lose him, that could be an issue.
I think the biggest factor there is the Gronk. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the blanket.
Yeah, and he's so much fun. I think outside of the Cowboys, Rob Gronkowski was always my favorite NFL player because he's completely stupid, but he's so funny. I just could never get enough of him.
Well,
Love it.
not only is he just Brady's, security blanket, but he's damn good. So just not having him there for Brady to feel comfortable is one thing, but not having to deal with trying to tackle him after those catches is a huge deal, I think.
Oh yeah, going to make things a lot easier on our linebackers for sure.
Definitely. So let's talk about Tampa Bay. That interior line is not looking good. They've got offensive tackle Tristan Wirfs, who was a limited participant this week in practice. They don't have Shaq Mason anymore. Injured reserve. They've got their 2 starting guards. So they were already not looking too good. And then I think Aiden Davis this week on Blogging the Boys described that interior line as vulnerable, and I like that word. I think he described it well. That is a very vulnerable interior line. What does this mean for the Dallas Cowboys? What does this mean for our guy Micah Parsons? Charlie, what do you got for me?
No, let Ed and Eddie go first.
Okay.
Senior, you want to take it away?
Hey, I think we all know that the way to slow down Brady is pressure, and that's true with any quarterback, of course, but pressure up the middle with all quarterbacks is so effective because Brady spent a whole career of just ducking the outside rusher, stepping up and hitting it. But you can't do that when they come up the middle, and he does not have the wheels to be able to get outside if you got a strong pressure up the middle. And with Micah and his new friends at linebacker, not to mention our line as it is, I think it's going to be a big deal.
I'm going to say doubly so, too, that it's definitely going to slow down their run game as well. It's really going to enhance our pass rushers when our defensive tackles can likely match, if not overpower, their backup interior line. I think it's going to be a big deal. I also think that's going to make them a lot more susceptible to twists and stunts and different types of, tricks on the defensive side.
Quinn's going to have a field day, I think.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think the defense is going to be elite. I'm looking forward to. It's probably I was saying on my show, mine and Bluff. It's actually mine. Bluff was a guest. We was talking about it today, and yeah, I think that's probably the most excited I've been for a defense since the '90s. That's the last time I remember being this excited. Maybe some of the mid 2000 teams. That 07 team was pretty good.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But the excitement of this one, yeah, I think they can do a lot. Their front seven is good. Their back four is good. They're all good, lean, long, fast. So it should be pretty good.
Absolutely, agree 100%. I don't think that Tampa Bay is going to be surprised by the defense. I mean, they know what they're doing. Their coaches know their stuff. But a lot of the idiot fans of other teams, I'll say it, and the media. I think a lot of them are going to be surprised because they don't know how good this defense is going to be. They have no inkling. Chris Sims on his recent show was talking about, I'm really concerned about the Dallas defense. I mean, they got some good corners, but they not going to be able to deal with Brady. And I think that's completely erroneous.
Yeah, not to mention part of the big strength of our defense last year was just how young it was. With some of our playmakers and studs from the interior line to Micah to our, to Diggs, they're just a young group that's going to continuously get better and better.
Right on, Jeff. I agree 100%. The string between that 90s defense you talked about and this one is the speed. Because that was the hallmark of that 90s defense, is that incredible speed. And this current defense has speed all over the place.
Go ahead. Sorry.
No, go ahead, buddy. Go ahead.
Oh, it's like not to mention our new young buck at defensive end, Sam Williams. He's, that typical speed rusher defensive end as well.
Yeah, another thing that reminds me of this 90 defense is the depth. Like, we can come at you with a lot of motherfuckers. And that 90s defense consistently had 18 players on that field, on that defense, coming in and out consistently. And that's how this is going to be. There's going to be a big rotation. Even with the safeties and cornerbacks, you can rotate them in for different things. It's going to be, the depth on this defense reminds me of the 90s Cowboys too. And
God, you remember that line?
That's what I'm saying. In today's NFL, you just don't get that. I mean, it's hard to have. You just have to draft well, which we have, and that's about the only way you can do it. But the speed, I'm going to say they're small, but they're smallish. They're not big guys, and they're fucking depth. It all rings just like the Cowboys' 90s defenses, which a lot of people don't remember. They was real fucking good.
Jack nailed it in that comment there about Micah. He didn't even play all the snaps last year. We didn't even know what we had in him. He didn't even know what he was doing yet. And this is going to be a huge impact this game.
Far as Chris Sims goes, I like the guy. I actually like PFT, the Pro Football Talk that they have. It's on Peacock now. I think Mike Floyd is a fucking worm, but I enjoy listening to him. I mean, he has a lot of information. I mean, he is a little fucking worm. I like to choke. And Sims, I like Sims. He's funny. He cusses a lot like I do. If you ever watch his own podcast, he drops F-bombs all the time, so he's cool to me. But he's also saying one to pick the fucking 49ers and the Philadelphia Eagles to be in the NFC Championship game this year. Like, I don't see either of them fucking teams making it to the NFC Championship games to have fucking both of them up there. Because the 49ers, you basically have a rookie quarterback.
Yeah.
Fucking playing. And a rookie quarterback who didn't really even play fucking college football. You know? So, I mean, there wasn't enough film on him to even really study because it was only, I think, 12, 13, maybe 16 games or some shit.
Yeah.
So you know, so yeah, that's I think a lot of that has to do is he's friends with Shanahan and he thinks Shanahan is a genius, and the rest of the NFL does too. But I'll go back to this with Shanahan. When the fuck has he done anything without fucking Jimmy Garoppolo or fucking Matt Ryan? Without them two, his offense is supposed to be his genius offense. He doesn't have to have a great quarterback because Jimmy ain't great. Well, when Jimmy G went down, they fucking sucked. They weren't worth a fuck, you know. And so, I mean, I think his genius is a little overrated, and I think people are giving him credit for that genius, and he's just going to take that fucking quarterback. And you know what? Maybe he will. Maybe they will end up in NFC Championship game. I just don't see it.
They might. It wouldn't surprise me if they ended up there again. But what would surprise me is the Eagles. Can somebody please explain the infatuation with Jalen Hurts? I don't know. 61% completion percentage. Just 200 yards a game. I mean, I don't get it.
They got better, but I don't know if like NFC Championship. I mean, let's see if they can even win the division. Really.
Yeah, I don't. They did get better. I mean, they added AJ Brown, but I think people overreacting AJ Brown. I mean, he's never been that guy either. I mean, he will help Jalen. I will give him that. He's better than anything he had last year or the year before. But yeah, I don't see their defense is going to be tough. I do think their defense will be better.
Jordan Davis,
yeah, but I don't see him. I don't see him as that much of a threat. I have a splitting with him, you know, which I do that every year. If the team is half-ass decent, I'll split the series with them. You know, like Washington, Giants, I have a sweeping. Washington, I have us splitting, but only because we played them last game of the year, and I don't think we'll need that game.
Right.
You know, so, I mean, if we had to play Washington 2 games within the first 13 weeks, I'd have us sweeping them. The Eagles are good enough to where I think they might be able to get one from us at their house. You know, but because it's a division rival game and them games, weird fucking shit happens and shit like that. So, but yeah, I don't see the hype on them. I mean, the fucking, and there's a lot of hype on them.
Yeah, there is too much.
All right, guys, next topic. Here's my thing. I'm going to say this right now. You cannot run on Vita Vea. You cannot. You can try. You can chant run the damn ball till your balls fall off, but you cannot run against Vita Vea. He isn't going to let you. You're going to have to put the ball in the air. We did it last year. I think it was successful. Was it a win? No, it wasn't a win. But you know what? Coming off of what we were in 2020 against the Super Bowl champions, against the GOAT Tom Brady, the score of week 1 last season, I was proud of it. I was happy with it. We were successful putting the ball in the air, and we've got to do it again. So let's talk about where we are with putting the ball in the air. I'm not talking about running the damn ball. You can't do it. Shut up. Okay. The wide receiver core. So you've got CeeDee Lamb, you've got Noah Brown. CeeDee Lamb is great. Noah Brown is better than average. Everybody else you have is rookie. So are there concerns, regarding the wide receiver core? Yes, I think so. But I'm not just looking at the wide receiver core. I want to look at the receivers as a whole, because you've got a tight end trio of Dalton Schultz, Ferguson, and Hendershot, who I think is excellent. I think the three of
Hendershot
them
came out
together
of
are
nowhere and surprised me.
amazing. Absolutely.
He's got
Then you
wheels.
add in, you add in somebody like Tony Pollard, and hey, now you've got a passing game going on, right? So where the problem's going to come in is how much time is Dak going to have in the pocket to get it off to those receivers. I'm concerned about the left side of this line still. Jason Peters isn't going to start till probably like week 3. He didn't have a training camp this year.
Right.
You don't want to hurt the guy. I'm fine with that. I get it. So Tyler Smith and Connor McGovern, can they be effective at keeping Dak upright and giving him the time that he needs to get the ball off? And Eddie, tell me about it.
A little bit of what we did last year that did work against the Bucs was a lot of those kind of fire screens or quick hitters to the receivers, as soon as we snap the ball. I think kind of like we might have talked about it last year, just as an extension of the run game,
Exactly.
I think can work.
Yep.
Sprinkle in a little bit of outside zones with like Pollard, toss plays. Like, I think if we do attack the edges, our run game can be a lot more effective, which can set up the passing game.
Yeah, absolutely. What you said about Vita Vea is 100% accurate. It would be foolish to run up the middle, despite what Jason Garrett said over and over again. Even if it's ineffective, you have to do it. No, you absolutely don't. If something's not
Why
working,
are you going to do something that's ineffective?
if you want to try it, by all means, go for it. Give it a shot. Maybe you can surprise them and find something successful. But
Right.
A, I doubt it. And B, if you find out it doesn't work, stop doing it. Stop doing it. Like Eddie said, work the edges a lot. If we don't use Pollard and his speed around the edges, it's an absolute crime. And we've seen it happen before, and we all pulled our hair out. That's why I don't have any anymore. So be prepared. That may happen again. You never know how stupid some of the coaches can be. But I hope they don't. I hope they do work the edges, and got to get Turpin involved. Even the threat of him on a jet sweep can help open things up and slow things down up the middle.
Yeah, there's not a lot of things that piss me off. A lot of people always saying, "Oh, you're pissed," but that's just because I dropped so many F-bombs, and it doesn't really mean anything. But when Garrett said that, even though he's not our coach, I ain't worried about that motherfucker anymore. There was nothing that pissed me off more. I'm like, dude, what the fuck? Like, seriously? Like, and he even admitted, even if it might be unproductive, but you got to be patient. No, motherfucker, you don't have to do that at all.
Nope.
And I've said this last year. Why would you do something so fucking ineffective to hurt your team in hopes that some fucking miracle is going to happen in the fourth quarter and it's going to work? I said last year, does anybody have a job that they can go to their fucking boss, say, hey, look, man, this is what I'm going to do today. For 3 fucking quarters of these fucking 8 hours, I ain't doing shit. I'm going to be very unproductive. But I'll tell you that last quarter, I'm telling you, I'm going to get it done then. The boss is going to say, yeah, don't try that shit, motherfucker. I mean, it's not going to fly. So why would you fucking do it on a football field? And it doesn't help. It doesn't, because of the physicality of it, because you're showing that they'll do it. Yeah, you're showing you'll do it, and you're fucking dumb, and it's not working, and you'll keep trying it. They love it. They would love for you to, for 3 fucking quarters, to fucking get 2 or 3 yards a game and keep fucking doing it 20, 25 times. That's playing right into what they want.
By then, we're down 20-3.
Yeah, and then you're having to pass the fuck out of the ball, and everybody's freaking the fuck out, So yeah, I want to. And then there's fucking fans that actually believe in this shit. And I'm like, and there's content creators that fucking preach it too, and they're dipshits too. And I don't know why people even fucking follow them fuckers. That's all they talk about. Run the damn ball, run the ball. Fucking, we got established run. I'm like, and fucking their little minion fucking followers and their subscribers. Yeah. Fucking so-and-so, I don't give a fuck what so-and-so said. So-and-so's a fucking dumbass. Just because he got a fucking YouTube channel doesn't mean he knows what the fuck he's talking about.
That's right. Here at Dallas Cowboys Uncensored, we don't know what the fuck we're talking about, and we openly admit it.
Yes,
all right. We're proud of ourselves for being complete dumbasses. All right. So you guys mentioned Turpin. Hey, I want to talk about Turpin for a few minutes. We saw what he did against the Chargers. Charley called it. Charley said when we signed him, he was like, "This is going to be the best free agency signing we make." He was super excited. I was like, "Who the hell's Kevontae Turpin?" Yeah, you know what? Charley was absolutely right, and I'm ashamed of myself of putting that in a space where it can be documented. Um, so the contract for Turpin, we've got 3 years, $2.5 million. That's not a lot. Granted, he had had some off-field issues and stuff that probably played into how much we were willing to pay him, and be on the hook for as far as that goes. I'm just wondering, do we use him only in special teams, or like you guys said, are we going to see him take some snaps? Because I don't want this guy to become like the offensive equivalent of CJ Goodwin. We're paying CJ Goodwin $3.5 million to go on the field like 4 times every week. It's ridiculous.
We have to use him in the offense. He's a great secret weapon, I think, and that's probably not the right term because it's not secret, but working him in the slot would be huge. Hell, stick him out on the end and just send him deep. I mean, there goes the safety. That alone would help clear the open up the middle of the field for the rest of the guys. 4, 5, 6 plays a game. I think he needs to be involved.
Yeah, and kind of MJ, that's funny. And kind of similar to what Ed was saying, like use him in ways that could really work his speed into the game. Actually hand it off on 1 or 2 of those jet sweeps. Hell, those quick hitter wide out screens. If you notice the corner is backing really far off, throw it to him and make some magic happen. And that not only will help out the run game, will not only help out the young offensive line, but it'll open stuff up for Lamb.
Yeah, or God forbid the run.
I love it. Charlie, tell me about Turpin.
No, when we signed him, I dropped a little 15-minute video on him, and I said he walks in day one as our punt returner. I didn't know about the kick returner part of it because that's 2 different positions, and it's very unusual. And even Bones said that it's very unusual for a punt returner to also be your kick returner. It's not the same. Usually them guys are bigger. The kick returners are. But I knew he walked in day one that, and I said then that he's not a liability on offense. You can line him up wide, you can line him up in the slot. Speed kills. So when you have that kind of speed, that fucking helps no matter what. And I said if you really want to get cute, you can line him up in the backfield. And they did some of that in practices in training camp, had him in the backfield. Kellen Moore said last week in his press conference that they're looking at him as a wide receiver, not a gadget guy. They said that they will run jet sweeps and some things with them, but they want him to actually be in a route and be the guy they're throwing the ball to, or the guy that's clearing out the route for somebody else. So they said that they don't look at him as a gadget guy. They do look at him as a wide receiver. That's what they're looking at him at. So yeah, I mean. And Wedge, I give Wedge some credit. Wedge said we've never had a receiver like that. Wedge Buster, you know him.
Sure.
Yeah.
He
funny guy.
He loves him.
Yeah.
He says every year that's who he's begging the Cowboys to get a guy like that. That just a true take the fucking top off the defense type of guy. And it's just they have a set type of offense and a set type of wide receiver that they get, and he's just not one of them. But they finally got one, and But yeah, and we never really had a guy like that. Probably Martin, maybe back in the 90s was the closest thing to him. And I don't even know if he was close to him in speed and shit like that. But I mean, the smallest guy, they're really Beasley, but Beasley can't do everything. Beasley didn't have speed that Turpin did. He was small. I give him that. But other than that, that's where their comparisons drop off at. So yeah, no, I think he's going to be a weapon. I think he'll get he'll get over 50 targets this year. I think they'll target him over 50 times.
That'd be awesome. Honestly, I was going to say at best, I was hoping he might have been a cut above, like, let's say a Tavon Austin. But if he can actually be like a legit guy as a receiver, that would be perfect. See,
that's another thing. I thought about Tavon a while back too, but Tavon never really in the history of his career never hit that level of what we have with Turpin and what Turpin is capable of doing is what everybody thought Tavon Austin was capable of doing.
Right.
The smallest guy, fast as fuck, take the top off. He just never really kind of blended in with that. He just never did what everybody thought he would. He wasn't horrible. I'm not saying I'm not one of them Cowboy fans. I don't know why we're like this, but we have two choices. We either put him in a good and great fucking category, or we put him in the fucking trash category. There is no like, yeah, he's pretty good. No, he sucks. Oh, he's pretty good. No, he's great. There's no we can't fucking find no middle ground when we talk about players.
No, I
had to make clear when I said, he was pretty good. I don't want to make people think I was saying he was trash. He wasn't trash. He just wasn't what I think Turpin would be.
I don't think there's any comparison between Turpin and Cole Beasley because Turpin is not a little bitch that blocked me on Twitter.
I think that Kellen Moore, by the way, if history holds, Kellen Moore is going to be crazy creative for about a month, maybe 5-6 weeks, and then he'll kind of get back into it, and then he'll get heavily criticized and get creative again.
Yeah.
But I'm
you
really
know what, guys? Let me ask you this. Do you buy into the narrative that comes out where people say that it is Steven and Jerry saying they don't like the play action, they don't like the trickiness, they want to be,
You don't really have to buy into it. It happens. I mean,
You think it happens?
You just watch it across the board for 26 fucking years. Why did La'el Collins come back last year? Why did we put him back in there when that offense was just fucking tuning in with fucking still at the right tackle?
Why did they run Zeke over and over even after he hurt his PCL?
Yeah. When you have Pollard, what you think Jason Garrett and fucking Mike McCarthy sitting there? Yeah, fuck it, man. We got to have Zeke. No, fucking neither one of them guys would have done that. And I very seldom ever defended Garrett, but there was times that fans was crushing Garrett, and I'm like, look, y'all, he does not control a lot of this shit.
From the top.
When you come to the Dallas Cowboys, and you walk in as that coach, the first thing Jerry and them do, they cut your fucking balls off. You have no more balls left. It's their balls, and they get to decide what they want to do. They decide everything on the field: who plays, who starts, what free agents is signed, what scheme we're going to run, how we're going to run it. They decide that. Then you take all that information and you got to coach them.
Make it work.
And that's how it's been. And I've always said, whether I think they're good at the front office shit or not, with the contracts they give out, waiting for contracts, draft, I don't give a shit. That's their job. What their job is not, and I dropped the video on this, is on the football field. Leave that shit to the coaches. Do whatever
you need to learn that success is staying in your own lane.
Sign. Don't sign nobody. Sign everybody. Fucking, I don't wait 2 years to give somebody a contract and cost you more money. Give fucking two least important positions on the field, like running back, linebacker. Give them all the money they want. I don't care about all that. Do everything, because that is your job. Whether you're good at it, bad at it, I don't give a fuck. But when it comes to playing, when it comes to X's and O's, who plays, who doesn't play, once you give them coaches that, let them decide who the fuck they want to play, and let them decide how they want to fucking control this team and how they want to run the offense and how they want to run the defense. That's my biggest problem with them.
Yep. Be nice if they did.
Yeah. No, just let Mike McCarthy coach. That's why everybody fucking talking about fucking Sean Payton come. There ain't no motherfucking way Sean Payton's come here in this clusterfuck. There's no way. He would have less control here than he did at New Orleans, and wherever he goes, he's going to want more control. Not with on the football field, because he had all that control. He's going to want more control over some front office shit, some draft picks, some fucking free agent signings. He's going to want more control over that. And Jerry and them won't do it. They're not going to do it. No matter how much they love him, they won't do it. They're not going to give him all that.
I'd be fine if they let him help with free agent signings and trades, but my God, Will McClay's just been knocking it out of the park with draft picks. So
they're not going to fucking give nobody control. They're not going to just hand the fucking keys over. Jerry's already done that. Jerry's handing them over to Stephen Jones. He ain't taking them away from his son. His son makes all them decisions. He ain't taking them away from his son.
We like our guys.
Yeah, that's exactly it. And I mean, Stephen Jones ain't gonna give it to Peyton. So and it's nothing against Peyton. I don't think Peyton sucks. I don't think he's a fucking hero.
Right.
I think he's a fucking very good coach and probably a Hall of Fame coach.
Oh yeah.
But so is Mike McCarthy. Mike McCarthy will be a Hall of Fame coach. I mean, I've said it last year, dude. Everything they've done is almost identical. Win percentage, playoff win percentage, Super Bowl championships, fucking NFC championship showings that they're getting there, like 4 or 5 each. It's just like down the line, everything. Fucking, and I've said it last year. And this is weird. It's fucking Sean Payton had 3 7-9 seasons in a fucking row. Yeah. 3 of them. and nobody said shit. Jason Garrett has 3 8-8, and motherfuckers wanted to fire him, which I agree. I wanted to fire him. But fucking, if I was fucking a Saints fan, I'd want to fire Sean Payton too. 3. I mean, that's 3 fucking years you came and get a fucking an average record. You're below average 3 fucking years with a fucking Hall of Fame quarterback.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
you know, and don't get me wrong, Tony Romo was great, but Tony Romo wasn't as good as Breeze.
Yeah.
I mean, he was great, but I'd take Breeze over Tony Romo, and I'm not even talking a big part because I love Romo, but I mean, he had a Hall of Fame quarterback, and he could not get past fucking 7 wins 3 years in a row. So yeah, I mean, they had the exact same amount of losing seasons too. It's oddly scary how fucking similar they are, but for some reason, Cowboy fans fucking love fucking Sean Payton because he coached here for fucking 3 years, 2 years, 3, 4, 5, 3 years, you know. Yeah. And to be honest with you, man, nobody fucking really gave a shit about him when he was here. Go back and look at them offenses; they weren't fucking great. You know what I'm saying? But I always defended him and said he has Bill Parcells. He has an old style defense coordinator that wants to play good defense, run the ball, and control the clock. So he couldn't open it up like he did at Saints. So he was held back by Bill Parcells. But at the same time, there was a lot of Cowboy fans that did not like him as a coach. Now, every fucking Cowboy fan out there just loves him and wants him back. Fucking, he was the one that we lost, and we can't do that again. Bullshit. Yeah, we can.
Yeah.
And plus, you got to get up draft picks, too. You got to give up some kind of compensation because he's still under contract.
That's right.
So draft picks, money, fucking, then you're going to have to pay him probably $10 fucking million a year. You're going to have to give him a control. Please, I want fans to tell me, what fucking universe are we living in that you think Jerry Jones is going to do that? Like, there is no fucking reason. He's gave up control 2 times. One time when he gave up, when he bought the team and he gave it to Jimmy, and you saw how he handled that. All right. Then another time when he fucking hired Bill Parcells only because he was trying to get a fucking stadium built. People don't remember this, but in 2000, 2001, 2002, Cowboys had problems selling tickets at Texas Stadium. I went to a game in 2001 or 2. I can't remember what year. The fucking local company had to buy the rest of the fucking seats so it won't be blacked out in Dallas.
Wow.
There was another time that it was 2001, 2002. They found a loophole around the selling out that they could fucking use the loophole, and they was able to get the game televised in Dallas. He was having problems selling seats. I bought fucking 2 tickets, 2 hot dogs, and 2 fucking free drinks for fucking $99. That's how fucking desperate they were. And you got a fucking preseason game with it. That's how fucking desperate they were to get rid of tickets and get people in the stadium. And now he don't have that fucking problem.
Park for $99.
That motherfucker has you fucking your parking's $100. Your fucking goddamn game is fucking god awful how much money they charge for that.
Anywhere from $250 to
they average 90,000 fans a fucking game. Fucking they have over $1 billion fucking stadium. There is no reason for him to give him control. He is making hand over fist.
Yeah, and there's no reason for him to give a shit about their record either, because he's making hand over fist. Same reason. Yeah.
Oh, that's why I told everybody it's not going to change. Like that's another reason it changed. They was having people kind of stopped showing up for games, you know, and he knew he had to spark it, so he hired fucking Bill Parcells. I don't really fucking see for this to happen again. We would have to go through another 3 or 4 years without no quarterback.
Right.
Because if you have a quarterback, you're going to be good. He doesn't have to be top 5, top 7. As long as he's top 15, you're going to win enough games to keep the fans interested.
Yeah. And half the Cowboy fans out there want to run Dak out of town.
Yeah, exactly. They're dipshits. But so as long as you stay competitive, you're going to have to go 3 straight seasons 5-11 like we did from 2001 and 2002. Well, 2000, 2003, whatever. 2-1-0. Yeah, 2000 2002. 3, 5, 5-11 seasons. That's what we're going to have to do. That's what the Cowboys have to do for fans maybe to stop showing up.
Gailey, whole little run with all those idiots. Chad Gailey, Dave Campo.
Chad Gailey actually made the playoffs. He 98, 99. He was like 9-7, 8-8. So he fucking wasn't horrible. But Campo came in 3 straight years. He went 5-11.
Mm-hmm. Those are your mad years, remember? Oh yeah.
Yeah, you probably try to block him out. I do all the time.
Why are you so mad, man?
Yeah, but it's just like I said. You just can't. You know, how we're playing right now. Good 1 year, bad. We're always we're always right there like, oh man, maybe we'll have a chance this year. Not at a Super Bowl, because I don't even fucking look for a Super Bowl.
Right.
Just get me a fucking more than one playoff win. Get me to an NFC championship game. That's all I want. Just for now. I'll bitch next year about the fucking Super Bowl. But I just give me something that I haven't got in 26 years.
Yeah, and I think you said it earlier too with McCarthy and the Peyton thing is, and the biggest factor between them both is they both rode the coattails of a Hall of Fame quarterback for most of their career. So, yeah, kind of like you said, I don't really see how much better we would be with Peyton as opposed to McCarthy. I mean, both are fine coaches, but, let's be honest, their resume looks great because Rodgers, Brees.
Yeah. Now, you can give them credit, too, for developing Rodgers and for because Brees wasn't what he was until he got with Peyton, But so, I mean, fucking before McCarthy got there was actually a couple of years before he got there were some questions inside the Packers locker room and inside the front office. Was Aaron Rodgers good enough? Was he going to be able to do it? And McCarthy, that's back when coaches could actually develop quarterbacks, when they had the whole offseason, work with them and shit like that. Now, how the offseason is, you got to get your own private coach and work with them, and coaches don't get a lot of contact with you. Because McCarthy always ran them quarterback schools in the offseason. He can't do that now. He has a time limit on when he can do them.
On a related note, when you talk about you think Rodgers can do this, they were asking back in the day, how long do you think Brady can do this? Is he going to start to show his age this year?
I don't know. I'll say this. Brady, look, I'm actually a Brady fan. So
how can you not be? Yeah, I mean, just as
I'm not betting against him. So I mean, I'll tell you when he can't do it. When he shows me he can't do it, that's when I'll know he can't do it. Because until he shows me that, I can't fucking say, "Oh, this is the year." I mean, what is 2012, 13? All the media, everybody's like, "Fucking, this is it. He fucking won't never win a Super Bowl again. He's done. He's washed." He goes off wins, I think, another 2 or 3 Super Bowls. Well, not him wins, because I'm not a quarterback win but guy. But anyways, he led a team that won another 2 or 3 Super Bowls. So yeah, I don't know, man. That dude's a freak, and I know his wife and him are having problems, and people's thinking that's going to affect his game. But people like him, athletes like him, dude, football is their life. Like, that's where they have no problems. And once they walk on that motherfucking field, everything's fucking done. They ain't thinking about no fucking ass, no fucking wife, nothing. All they think about and they're focused in on is fucking that fucking football game, dude. That's just how they are. Brett Favre's fucking dad died, dude, and goddamn went off on the Raiders.
3 TDs, first half.
I mean, so it's just them dudes are built different than most people. Like me, if I'm having problems with my wife or my girl, well, actually, if I have a problem with my girlfriend, I wouldn't give a fuck either. But fucking, if I'm having problems, that's a shot at Rika, just playing with Rika. But anyways, no, if I'm having problems, it affects me. It affects me on my job, because my shit's on my fucking. I'm driving around in my van, constantly thinking about all fucked up things in my life that's going on, and all things I got to do when I get off work. The fucking dudes ain't like that. They just. That's why they're fucking world-class athletes. That's why they get paid the big bucks. That's why they win fucking rings. And that's why they make all pros and go to Hall of Fame, because it doesn't bother them. And I wish I just had half of what they had when it comes to blocking shit out.
Well, it wouldn't bother me one bit if he did start to show his age this year.
Oh no, I'm hoping his wife fucks his head up. I hope she calls him right before the game, says I want a divorce. Like 5 minutes before he walks on the field. I love Brady, but hey, I love my fucking Cowboys too, so I'm picking them over him. So whatever it takes for him to fucking fall off this year, I'm all for it. Or at least for this first week.
Or just see him pulling Antonio Brown so he can go reconcile with his wife.
Just take his shoulder pads off and leave the field. Yes, that'd be great.
That was the funniest thing I've ever seen, and I'd fallen asleep that day watching football. And I woke up as he was like walking over there, and then he just starts taking his clothes off, and I was like, what in the hell kind of world did I wake up to?
I was watching another game.
Sleep, there was football on. I wake up, Antonio Brown is stripping on national television. It was a good day.
I was watching another game, and they broke to that. I think they was playing the Jets. Who are they playing? And the Bucs Jets, Antonio Brown, something's going on, and I'm like, something going on. That motherfucker fucking leaving. That motherfucker's pissed.
Yeah. That game started, and I was like, Jets are going to get their asses handed to them. I'm going to take a nap. I'm not real worried about this game. I woke up when I did.
That happened.
All right, guys. So we are about 45 minutes in. Got another 15 minutes or so left. You guys want to play? Let's play Bluff's game. All right. Hey, full-time kids. There's my baby sister. What's up, Alley Cat? If you haven't already, views have been pretty consistent so far. If you haven't already, kids, do me a favor. Don't forget, hit that like button. The thumbs up helps us in the YouTube algorithm. And also make sure that you subscribe and ring that notification bell before you leave so you can be notified every single time I go live.
Red likes makeup and he also say Cowboys and subscribe.
Yeah, you have to subscribe, right?
Subscribe.
Ellie wants you to subscribe. Subscribe.
Child labor laws be damned.
That's right. She's my cutie pie.
Awesome.
All right.
So what is Bluff game?
Oh, Bluff's game. All right.
That's another thing this the channel does. We steal from other content creators, but we steal it from them.
Yeah. We always name them when we steal from them. Yeah. All right. So we'll play.
It's an over-under game.
Bluff's over-under game. And I didn't prepare anything, so I'm just gonna make it up as I go. Okay. Dallas Cowboys defense over under 1 interception tomorrow night.
Yeah, Brady don't get picked a lot. That's the thing. And the one he got last year, Diggs got that was a little luck that kind of bounced off and fucking went into his hands. I'll go a push. I know that's cheating, but I'll go a push. I think we'll have one.
Yeah, you can push.
I'm gonna go over because of the line problems they got and the pressure up the middle Dallas is gonna bring.
That's true. That's
I think
point. Yeah,
gonna wreak havoc.
Yeah, yeah, that's very true. You're Micah Juzzy. What do you think, Rika?
Yeah, I'm gonna say over. I think this defense is gonna put a whole lot of pressure on Brady. I think those 11 days that he missed. Well, Brady is Brady, and he is the GOAT, and he is amazing. He does not have Chris Godwin there. That's usually his go-to. He's probably going to rely heavily on Mike Evans, and in doing that, it's going to create an opportunity for the Ball Hawks in the Dallas backfield. So I'm going to say over.
I think I'll go with the push as well. I see it probably going to about 1. I think 1 will be a solid Diggs interception or maybe a fortuitous Anthony Brown interception, but I think he'll kind of pick up on it like, shoot, there's a lot of pressure, and just kind of go back to screens, quick hitters, etc.
Mm-hmm. All right. So let's say,
Jack.
Well, let's turn it around. Over under 1 interception for the Tampa Bay defense.
I'll say a push also because, like Dak doesn't throw a lot of interceptions just like Brady doesn't, but that's a good defense. They're going to get pressure on us too. And I don't know if I missed it, but I missed the left tackle talk because that scares the shit out of me. Like I'm scared shitless. We'll talk about it after over under. But I think they're going to get some pressure on us too. And I think like I said, they're a good defense also. So I'll go a push. I think that would throw that one.
Yeah, I would be with you. I'm on a push too. I think that he's going to get some pressure from the left. So and that's going to have an impact.
Yeah, sadly, I'm thinking push, but I feel like it might even be an over. I think he'll still throw for probably 400 yards. He'll still probably throw for about 4 TDs, but I think it'll probably be 1 due to pressure and another due to something like bouncing off a young receiver's hands, like Lamb last year.
You took my thunder away. I think the new receivers that they're having to bring in with Gallup being out and losing Cooper, I think there's going to be a little miscommunication. I think that's going to cause a pick. And pressure will probably cause another. So I agree with you.
I want to tell Todd Corey hi. I saw he's in there. I don't know if he's been in here. I just now noticed him.
Yeah, I just now saw. I don't know if he's been here or if he's just not chatting. Hey, Todd. Okay, so let's say.
And Meeker.
Yes, Jack.
But I knew he
Meeker,
was in here.
always a steady viewer. Super fan, Jack Meeker. Cavante Turpin.
Yep.
Oh, that's gonna be a good one.
Over under 150 return yards.
Ooh,
Oh,
over.
shit.
Easy.
Over
Easy, because it's going to be a high scoring game, I think. I think the line wolves are not going to be as significant as a lot of people think. I think it's going to be fairly high scoring, and that's going to be lots of kick return opportunities.
Let me think about it. Go, Rika, or y'all go, because I'm thinking about this.
I would say probably in terms of like the yardage, I think probably over. Kind of like Ed said, I think he's going to get plenty of opportunities. Maybe not punt returns, but he'll definitely get his fair share of kick returns. I actually see him having one where he might get close to breaking it, maybe a 50, 60-yard return, just stop short, but he's going to be effective for us throughout the whole season.
I think so too. Yeah, I would definitely say over.
I might go under, but not trashing him for it, because I'm just that's a lot of return yards. If he returns one for a touchdown, yeah, it's probably going to be over. But see, that's what I've said about him, is that everybody like fucking Mott Basic and Basic, whatever the fuck that dipshit name is, the 1053. He when he returned them 2 TDs against the Chargers, he was downplaying it. Like, well, that was against backups. Well, yeah, bitch. He was also getting blocked by backups. It wasn't our fucking starting out punt team either. You
How
know,
many
second of all,
returners were doing that against backups?
and exactly, and that's what I was just about to say. If it's that fucking easy against backups, why is he the only motherfucker who fucking did it? Like, I mean, you do have to put in the context of when the game was, who he's going. That's fine, but it's still fucking impressive. That shit's not fucking easy to do, and he fucking did it twice in one fucking game off 2 different things: a punt return and a kick return. 2 totally different jobs. And he was able to do it.
Hester, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, no,
I mean, did you see his legs? He is inhuman. He was like a blur. It was like a cartoon.
he
He
fucking
just,
squats over
like-
600 pounds. He squats over 600 pounds. He deadlifts over 400 pounds.
I think so. I
there
think
was-
it was Nick Herrera. I could be wrong, but I think it was Nick Herrera that tweeted and said, "Man, he makes fast guys look slow." Yeah, he does.
I thought that was a mistake, or I misheard or something when I found out they picked up the USFL's MVP. I was like, you mean like special teams MVP
No,
or offensive
league
MVP? What do you
MVP.
mean? MVPs are quarterbacks. This can't be. I was like, holy shit. And then as I started watching some of the highlights, I was like, wait a minute, they may have something here.
I can ball.
Jeez, what he did against Chargers was nuts. I loved it.
Yeah, most time when somebody has a DM case against him, I kind of just write him off. But with him, he had that DM case. He got kicked out of college, and dude, he went through some shit. Fucking playing. He played in fucking Poland. He played in football in fucking Poland. Like fucking Poland, dude.
He
And there's
wanted
no
to play.
there is no
Yeah.
NFL Europe anymore. So it's some bullshit league over there. That's how bad. And he cleaned up his shit, and he went on, and he's been good and clean. So I could write that as a one-off deal. We all make mistakes, although I hate that fucking mistake, putting your hands on a woman. But if you can do it when you're young, 19, 20 years, 18, 19 years old, and you fucking clean it up, I'm fucking good with it.
Right.
You know. But yeah, but no, what I was saying is that it's not always about getting TDs. Dude, he might not get a TD all year, and I wouldn't be upset. But he's going to get fucking 30 or 40 yards per return, and he's going to set us up in good field positions. That to me, that's more important than probably the 4 fucking TDs he might be able to get, you know, because it's hard to get TDs in NFL on kickoff turn. So if he got 4, that would be fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Because I think that led the league last year. So fucking if you get 4, you know, that's great. But I want them 30 and 40 and 50-yard returns too to set us up, you know, because them TDs ain't guaranteed, and he that's what he's going to do.
Yep.
You know. So yeah, I could go over. I might go a little under, but I wouldn't shock me if it was over. That wouldn't surprise me at all. Because if you get, you know, we're probably at least 3 punt returns, 4, they're going to probably punt that many times. We can get 2 off that. If he can get 30, 40 in this kick returns, yeah, you can get it. And I think he's going to break one big one tomorrow. Whether he scores or not, I think he's going to break at least one big one.
And not to mention, the real underrated part of him being on both those returns is we're getting guys like Pollard and Lamb off the field on those. They're not going to be targets for human heat-seeking missiles. Like,
right?
No, seriously.
Yeah.
See, and that's another thing I think fucking Turpin would do is I don't think you'll get as many fair catches out of him as you did Lamb. He showed it in with the fucking punt return he had against the Chargers. Dude, he had a motherfucker within 5 yards of him when he caught that. You know, most people will call fair catch, and Bones was talking about it today how tough he was and that he ain't scared of shit. Like he said, kickoff return, he said, guy his size usually don't play kickoff return because they ain't that big. He said, and he looks for contact. Like he goes straight towards him and then fucking just plants and goes. But yeah, now if you want to go 150 fucking for the total game, receiving and everything, he's going to get over 150.
Yeah.
If you throw him in as an offensive player too, because I think he's going to have a couple big plays on offense too. Jet sweep, fucking a route, something. He's a weapon.
Yeah.
He's a weapon.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Last year in week 1, Dak Prescott had 403 passing yards against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Tomorrow he'll have under 350.
Over. Oh, yeah.
Charlie?
Over for both of y'all?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but not much. I think 350 is a good number. So, but I won't push it. I won't cheat this time. I'll go over, but it won't be by much. And if he hits under, it won't be by much either. I think 350 is a good number for him.
It is. I think that with the, Kellen Moore, like I said early on, he's always got a bunch of shit cooked up. Last year, Dak lit it up. He threw it a lot, but a lot of them were real short passes. So I think it worked.
Yeah.
If defense just shows up and does more than they did last year, that'll be enough. So I do think he will.
I think over just because of what we talked about. Like those runs with Zeke up the middle aren't really going to work. And so the quick hitters to Lamb and Turpin on the edge, maybe some solid slant routes. And here's the other thing too. Even though he had 3 drops last year, I think Lamb is going to ball out again. I think he's easily going to have over 150 yards and probably a TD or two. I think he's going to explode this season.
Yep.
Yeah, I have Lamb with over 90 receptions, 1,400 yards, and I think I had 8 TDs or 10. Only reason I don't give him more TDs is because we do have Schultz. We run the ball a lot down there. We have 2 other tight ends, Hendershot and Ferguson. I think it's going to, even as rookies, they're not going to break the bank or fucking do something miracle, but they're going to be solid. So we're going to target them. So
we were talking before the show, and I mentioned it, Rika. We'll see a lot of 12. I look forward.
Oh, yeah. Well, we did last year with Gallup out. While Gallup's out, you're definitely going to see it. And I agree, even when he comes back, I think we'll see more of it than we did last year when he came back. But without him, yeah, you're going to see a shitload of fucking 12 personnel.
Yep.
I wouldn't mind. I hate 13. I hate all heavy boxes. I'm not even a real big fan of 12, but I'm not big on running out of them. I don't give a shit about passing out of them, but just if you're heavy run out of them, I've always said it never makes sense. It's like we want to get all these linemen in there to help block. I'm like, yes, but you're bringing all them defenders in there to block.
Yeah,
so that's one more guy. That's one more guy you have to fucking block. So why you want to bring him in? And that's now you got to trust Hendershot to make his block. You trust Ferguson to make his block. You got to trust fucking Schultz to make his block. If you just fucking spread them out, you ain't got to trust them motherfuckers to make their block. Because they don't have defenders in there that they have to block. That's why I don't like heavy personnel on rundowns.
Or that old classic of heavy personnel with Noah Brown, and then you bring Noah Brown onto the line of scrimmage.
There's nothing that pisses me off more than that. Anytime you have a wide receiver fucking out there, I'm not saying they can't block something real good, but anytime you have them way the fuck out there by the sidelines, you're like, well, let me bring him in so he'll bring that fucking defender in, and that's when somebody else we got to fucking block now. It's like, fucking you stupid, dude. Like if you know you're running the ball, leave them the fuck out of there. That's why 11 personnel is my favorite fucking. I haven't kept up with it over the years, but in 2018, Zeke saw 2% stacked boxes out of 11 personnel. That's all he saw. 2% of the time they stacked the box. Every other personnel group, 12, 13, 20, 21, 22, over 50% of the time they stacked the boxes again.
I taught him in Madden when he was 8 years old. Get multiple in there and spread it out wide, and it leaves more room up the middle to run. It's just
my son. He did good at calling plays. He didn't give a fuck what down it was. If it's 4th and 30, he's fucking going for it. I'm like, dude, you can punt every once in a while, or he just kept bombing the way. First down, bomb. Second down, bomb. And over the years, he's got good. Actually, a year ago, he was ranked. Madden actually had him ranked. And he had it, which means you can go to a fucking show and play in that tournament.
Oh,
and he told me, I don't know, dude. He said, I don't think I'd be good live like that in front of a bunch of people and shit like that. He said, I'm just better in my room. Yeah. So you can sit there and tell them how much of a dumbass they are. Because he talks shit like bad. Like I'll be in my living room and he live with me.
I wonder where he learned that.
Oh yeah, he'd be like, motherfucker, you suck. You ain't what the fuck. Just cussing them and tell them how fucking shitty they were. And I just cooked your ass. Look at that. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, dude. Oh, he talks, which hey, he gets it honestly. So I can't say nothing.
I have never heard him say a vulgar word. He
don't cuss in front of me. No,
sweetest,
yes,
most considerate,
and I don't even care if he cusses in front of me.
Well-mannered boy in the whole world.
I went down there a couple of weeks ago to visit him. He said shit on accident. He said shit, and he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry." I was like, "Dude, you're fucking 20 years old. If you want to say shit, you can say shit." I was like, "I don't care." I was like, "He's not going to bother me any." But yeah, in front of me, he won't. Now, when he was in his room, I could hear him though,
Right.
And so I whatever he want to do when he's in, that's the private his room. So if he wants to drop some F-bombs in there, don't think that I can hear him. That's fine with me. Cussing was always the least of my worries with him or with any kid. I'm worried about him smoking weed and fucking all the hardcore drugs, cocaine. I was like, just don't do none of that shit, man. If you fucking say fuck for the rest of if you say fuck for the rest of your life, I'm happy. I won't be mad if you stay away from all that other shit. And he did. You don't drink, you don't do anything. So.
All right, guys, we're an hour in. Do you have a few more minutes for one more question?
Absolutely.
Okay. So we talked a minute ago. You guys brought up CeeDee Lamb. We talked about the 3 drops. And the Dallas wide receivers as a whole, I felt last year had quite a few drops in there. I don't remember the exact stats on it. And maybe they didn't. Maybe it was just perception. Me as a fan, I get mad at the drops and tend to remember them. But tell me something, Eddie Jr., as a coach, how do you coach that out? How do you stop the drops? What should CeeDee have been doing this year, and Gallup and Noah Brown and all of them, to get better?
A lot of it is just practice and repetition. And I think they did that really well with Lamb. Like, even though first game he had a lot of drops, hell, he probably led our team with drops, at least 9 or 10. But, you still have to keep throwing it to him. 1, to build that confidence, 2, to build the competence, and 3, he was our guy last year from the get-go, whether we knew it or not. Like, I think that first game was a great tell of, like, this is going to be our future. And I think in terms of, like, how to fix those drops is just keep throwing them the ball, work the jugs machine at practice, sure, but you have to just keep throwing it to them.
There's technical to it, as well. And just the focus of, like you said, working that jug machine and the focus of actually watching it come in and all that seems very elementary, if everybody played Pee Wee football, rolling their eyes. But he didn't do it last year. So he just repetition, like you said.
Yeah, it's just repetition, concentration. Sometimes with guys like Lamb, who's so good in the open field, he sees that open field, so he's trying to run before he catches the ball. It's an old saying. You try to run before you catch the ball. You got to catch the ball before you can make a play. Right. Sometimes they just right at that last second, right when they think that ball's about to hit their hand, they're turning and look and see where they're going to go. So it's concentration. I mean, I think he had 1 or 2 drops his whole college career. So if he comes in the first 2 years in the NFL and has 8 or 9, that's a concentration problem. That's not a hands problem. He ain't got a fucking hands problem. He just gotta focus in a little bit more and fucking, it happens. I don't like to see the drops, but it happens.
Rika, what do you think?
Oh, see, I didn't know. I wasn't sure how to. That's why I asked the question. That's one of those things. Being a girl, you don't know. How do they stop that? How do they fix it? That's not something that you get to see. Even when you watch, training camp videos and things like Hard Knocks, and you read articles and stuff. That's just one of those little things along the way that you're just not exposed to. So I'd always.
Charlie, do you know who their wide receiver coach is?
Yeah. Fuck, God damn it. He went to Boise State. He's Moore's boy.
Killen's buddy. Okay.
Yeah, he's Kellen Moore's buddy. They brought him in. My mind's going blank on what his name is. This is when you need fucking Mendoza. That fucker knows names like a motherfucker. Dude.
Mendoza's the best. Where the hell is Mendoza?
Yeah, it's Saturday night. Some people watching college football right now.
Yeah. Yep.
Hold on, I can tell you.
Yeah, I'm Googling right now. I just got to learn how to spell. Adam Henry?
No, that's last year's. That's what I got brought up. That's the first thing they said. Robert Prince.
Yeah.
Robert Prince.
Oh, okay.
That's right.
Yeah, he's from Boise State. Yeah, Google got me the same thing, Adam Henry, the first one they said. But yeah, Robert Prince.
I'm sure he's working with them, Yeah, that's like I said. It's just
you don't forget how to catch the ball. Sometimes you just. And another thing I think will help, and this is weird, is him being the number one this year. And him knowing he's the number one, I think that would help because I think a lot of times he just was trying to prove his not that he needed to prove it, but he wasn't number one, although he was last year, by de facto he was. But I just think a lot of times he was just trying to make plays and just show he was worth the 17th pick, and he wanted to show everybody how great he was. But this year, I think with him being the number one and him, they're saying, "Hey, you're the guy. We're going to you every time or most of the time." I think that would help him.
And the mentally thing too, like with Cooper there, even if he truly is the number one or has the skill for it, when there already is the guy there, sometimes mentally you're just like, okay, I'm having a rough game. I just got to Cooper's the guy, let him get it, instead of just being the guy that, it's like, all right, I am the number one. Just no question.
Now he can come back to the huddle and say, hey, give me the fucking ball.
Yeah.
When you have a vet in there that's number one, that's, 6-7 year vet, sometimes you might be a little shy about not saying that because the vet wants the ball too, so you might just kind of placate a little bit and be nice about it. Yeah, this year he can be on the sideline saying, like old Mike used to, fucking just throw me the rock on this play. He always was telling him throwing the ball. They can't cover me. That's what he used to always say. So I think he'll be more vocal and wanting the ball and shit like that than he has been in the past.
He's got
last year before the season started, I told everybody that by the end of the season, he will be our number one. By the season, he's going to be our number one wide receiver. And he was. By the end of the season, he had more targets. He was the guy.
Can you do a screenshot? Right on.
You all right?
I'm good.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Anyways, y'all might have talked about it a few minutes before I came on. Did y'all talk about the O-line?
A little bit. You can go into depth a little bit. Just give us your take on the O-line.
Well, me and Bluff's talking about it today. From right tackle to center, I'm okay with.
Yeah.
Still, I'm okay with. I know there's people out there that still wanting to see something from him. I'd like to see him improve, and I think he will. But that's about the only thing. He don't have to prove anything to me anymore. Then you got Martin. I'm not even going to talk about him. And then you got Biadasz. I like him. I'm higher on than most fans are. Could we improve? Could we get better? Yeah, I mean, there's better centers out there than him. But I think he'll be fine. I don't think he's not a liability. Like with him in there, we can't do shit. But once he gets to left guard, that's when I start puckering up a little bit because with Connor, it's if I go off what he did in the preseason and practice preseason, I'm comfortable. But I still have in my mind what he did last season at left guard, and it was not good. So I'm kind of not really comfortable with that. But left tackle, I am scared shitless of Tyron Smith being out there, or Tyler Smith. Yeah, Tyler Smith. I get fucking Tyler. I don't know why they fucking did that to us, but I'm a little. I'm worried bad about him. Not necessarily future wise. I'm not saying it can't be in the future, but right now, game one, because this is my point. I made the bluff other day. That fucking dude has not played left tackle since December of last year. That's the last time he fucking played any significant snaps. And that was at Tulsa, Oklahoma. That where the competition wasn't even fucking Alabama, A&M, that type of competition.
Right.
So and what did he do? He had led the fucking NCAA in fucking holds and penalties. All right. So you're taking that guy, not giving him any significant snaps for 9 months, in his first fucking game of the year. Oh, hey, you're gonna go out there and play fucking left tackle against Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That scares the shit out of me. I mean, because he took snaps, May 5th? That's the last time he took any snaps out there. That was in fucking no pads. That was OTAs, and they never put him back.
It kind of scares me as well. Obviously, all your points are very valid, but he's been going up against, D-Law and Micah in practice and Sam Williams and stuff and Todd Fowler. So, I mean, I think he's learning quickly. He's an absolute stud, okay? And if we have problems with him, it's not going to be Chaz Green level. So, as worried as I am, I'm not that worried. It's not going to be that bad.
If he would have took snaps in preseason, not all snaps, if he'd able to just move him out there every once in a while, to get him ready to be, maybe a swing tackle or something, I'd be like, okay. But he wasn't. He was at left guard, so he wasn't really going against Micah or D-Law. And then
was he good at left guard?
Oh yeah,
I mean, he was in left guard and fucking left guard. You're stuck in between two people. It's fucking tight in there. You can hold a lot more and not get caught.
Yeah,
left fucking tackle. You're on a fucking island. And you're going against fucking some speed motherfuckers out there, and he was still holding a little bit even in preseason. I mean, and his holds are like some of the most obvious fucking holds. He like grabs the back of people's shoulder pads, and it's just odd how he does that. Just like, dude, you don't even try to hide it. You just let him come in on you. You just grab him like, here you go. I'm going to tackle you. But if he was at left guard, I'll be okay with him at left guard because he got a lot of power. He's fucking you're in between two people, so you kind of can get away with some shit, But fucking out there on the island by yourself. Because you can get him chip and you can get tight end help, but there's times that you just got to be left alone because you can't call plays all night to give him help. So there's going to be times he's just going to be the island all by himself, no help, and he scares the shit out of me.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah. And like I said, we'll see how it works. I was really hoping that, when Tyron went down, I was thinking, maybe sign an okay vet or someone on the roster that tackle. But, we'll see. I mean, worst case scenario, he has a rough go. Then we make plans to put him back at guard. But I think he'll do okay as long as we could really help with the chip and help with, not leaving him alone on an island that often.
Game 2, Peters will be there Game 2. And I won't worry about left tackle because even though he's not the left tackle he was 7 years ago, he's still a quality left tackle. Yeah, he's still, he's not Tyron Smith. He's not top 5, even top 10 left tackle, but he's good enough. If you put him in there, I'll trust him. And then you're putting fucking Smith back at left guard, and I think we'll be fine. It's just with this first game, man, my old Bone Holio was puckered up a little bit because he scares the shit out of me. But I'll tell you this, he scares me less than Josh Ball would. I'll give him that. Yeah, like Josh Ball being out there, I would be a nervous wreck. So yeah, I'm more confident in him than I am Josh Ball, but that doesn't take much. You don't take much confidence for me to be more confident than Josh Ball. He's fucking horrible.
I always feel a little bit more comfortable when we go into the game and Dak knows where the weak spots are going to be rather than when a player gets hurt mid-game and we throw somebody in.
Yeah, I said that to Bluff the other day. There's 3 things we got to hope for. 1, that Kellen calls plays to get the ball out of fucking Dak's hand quick. 2, that Dak actually realizes who he has at left tackle and have his head on a swivel and be cautious of that. Knowing like, okay, I got a rookie out here. I got to fucking – I can't just sit back here all day and think I got tired over there. And 3, Cowboy fans need to pray to baby Jesus. That's the 3 things. That's the 3 things that need to happen Sunday.
Nice.
Yeah.
I say Sunday. Hell, that's tomorrow. Fuck.
Jesus. Yeah.
Tomorrow is the day. All right, guys, let's give those game predictions. I've got the Cowboys winning. I think we're going to kind of a little bit of a reverse of last year. I'm going to say 31-27 Cowboys. What do you guys got?
30-23 Cowboys. I think everybody is overlooking the Dallas defense. I think they're going to do a real good job.
I was gonna say the same. 31-27 Dallas. Yeah, I see us putting up a lot of points. Brady will definitely get his. We'll surrender a few, Brady-esque touchdowns, but I see us pulling it out at home.
I got it. 27-24 Cowboys.
21-27 Bucks. Oh, Josh, you got such good jokes. Stephen White, prediction. You got anything for me? Stephen White's over there. He's
probably taking a hit off a fucking dude right now.
Yeah, he's sitting around with a fat sack and a 40.
Fuck
that guy.
Probably making a coffee can't top right now. Fucking pothead.
My number one fans are Josh Gilmore, Jack Meeker, and a pothead named Stephen White. Winning at life, bitches. Winning at life.
Let's go.
All right, guys. Well, hey, Ed and Eddie, thanks for coming on. It was good to have you. It's good to talk to you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it very much.
Yeah, we're definitely going to have you back on.
Stay after for 2 minutes when we end this. I need to talk to you all about
Great
something.
to see you guys.
Okay. All right, everybody. Hey, chat, thanks for coming. Stephen White, Michael Gilmore, Todd, Corey, Jack Meeker. Always good to see you. We lost a few at the beginning, but I was certainly glad to have him here. If you're watching this after the fact, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to ring that notification bell. And let's have a good season of Cowboys football. I'll be back next Saturday night.
Don't end it yet.
Okay.
I know more facts. I know more facts. I know